What is your view
Oh, yeah,
on aliens? Because it's my view that aliens are demonic. What is yours?
absolutely. There's nothing that there's nothing that can move the way these are being described by secular scientists, colonels in the Army, Navy, Marines, whatever. They say one recently, like in the last couple of years, said that as after watching the behavior of it, he realized that there was intelligence involved. Okay, one check mark. That's correct. There is intelligence involved. Number two, another one said that there's no way that there's anything inside of it that's biological because the G forces would just smush them. There you go. Can't be anything human on Earth biological because they can't move at these speeds and survive inside this thing. So it doesn't mean that they're a drone, just means that this intelligent thing is not subject to the forces or the physics of our realm. So that right there gives me two clues. Then the Bible says that even Satan can be an angel of light. That gives me clue number three. And the fact that they're so elusive and they don't seem to really have a purpose, like coming here and introducing themselves or whatever, they seem very cagey, just one grasp away from us being able to get a hold of one. Um, yeah, I think it's a big setup. And here's the thing though, two things. Number one, what I don't know is the setup for something yet to come that's going to be a part of the whole end time scenario, or are they just like a really pronounced subterfuge and dead end to get people off track while this thing rolls down to an end time without it being involved in the scenario? It's just a distraction.
One thing that I found interesting when I was looking into aliens, I was wondering why they all kind of came up around the same time, why they all kind of had these elongated oval looking shaped heads. And I went and I looked at the very first time that this demon really was depicted in this way. Interestingly enough, Aleister Crowley from the UK was the first occultist to basically communicate with this demon that he calls Lamb. And this is literally what Lamb looks like. He drew it, and it is an entity with an elongated head. And that's the first time we actually see a depiction of an entity even depicted in this way. And we then, after that point in time, begin to see this alien structure with the elongated head emerge in culture and movies and things like that. One other thing, though, that's interesting is that if you go to Peru, you look at the Paracas people, the Paracas tribe. There is a case where you can see people actually using skull binding for their skulls. You see it in Africa where they would wrap binds around their baby skulls to unnaturally elongate them. But what's interesting about the Paracas tribe is that this is a people that have a natural skull that is elongated. And this is very interesting because it's you have to look at some point in time in ancient history, maybe there had to be some sort of difference in um, human DNA or whatever other hominid was there. But this goes back to the argument about Nephilim. What if this is like some other race that was a mix that humans I forgot about? Does that have to do with the pyramids that we see in South America? That's one of the interesting things. And if those were connected to the Nephilim in some way, would their disembodied spirits not resemble that elongated skull? And I find those two comparisons pretty interesting.